Hello, Om. Are you there? Okay. So, what is QlikView? Okay. QlikView is, basically a business intelligence tool, uh, and as the name suggests, it is, it looks like a eyeball and a lens. So, as the name suggests, it's click view. That means you don't have to do anything, like you don't have to put any data. You do not have to drag and drop or any other operation. Only clicking and viewing operation is there. Uh, as it is analytics, you have to only select the filters. You have to uh, you know uh, scroll the filter items, then you can produce your data. So this was all about analytics. In analytics, you don't have to do any transaction. Okay, only the data which is catered in the dashboard, you'll see it. So ClickView is a American company which is founded in 2003. It's based in Virginia. Okay, and now it is spread over the world. Almost it has 20,000 uh, clients are there in all over the world. Okay, and one of the leading business intelligence company in the world right now. So what is the dashboard? So as you were talking about the dashboard analytics and all, what is a dashboard? So dashboard is basically it's a collection of seamless kind of reports. That's not only in form of tabular report. That is also a collection of like charts, graphs, tabular reports, pictures, buttons, search objects, calendars. So different kind of gadgets are there that constitutes a dashboard. Okay, but if you say a report, that would be only a matrix. That should be a simple matrix. That's a Excel spreadsheet or maybe a tabular data. So that cannot be called as a dashboard. For example, in your car you have clutch, gear, accelerator, other gadgets like speedometer, oil monitoring meter. So all these are there. So that's why it is called the dashboard of a car. Likewise, dashboard in BI is also composed of multiple type of elements. Okay, you can see also that kind of gadgets like gut charts, pie chart, bar chart, line chart. Different kind of charts are there. Okay, and why it is called analytics? Based on dashboard, you will do the analytics. You will not see only. For report, you will only see the report. You cannot perform the analytics. But in case of analytics, it is called like you can reproduce your data or you can reproduce your scenario. You can select any filter. You can make slice and dicing over there to get the data as per your need. Okay, that is why it is called analytics. You will not only see it, you will selecting, you will refining, you will filtering, then you will producing your data as per your requirement. Okay, so let's start from the very basic. As you most of you are freshers, this is the base of data warehousing. Okay, ClickView is also called known as a data warehouse tool. So what is the basic of the data warehouse? Basic of the data warehouse is ETL, that's extraction, transformation and loading. Okay, so data warehousing is basically a collection of the data which is used for analytics. And the basic of the data warehouse, start from ETL. You can see the this architecture here. I have the different stages of ETL. What are those? We have a list of data sources here, that's ERP, CRM, HR, finance and other miscellaneous data sources. We also have some external database files like flat files, we also call as like Excel files, or uh, your access files or CSV files. So database can be a different type of data. And what we're doing while doing an ETL, we are just fetching those data and creating a data stage. Data stage is a collection of uh, homogeneous type of data. Okay, in our conventional system we have heterogeneous type of data like SQL Server database. You may have Teradata, you may have HP Vertica, you may have Oracle, you may have Excel, or you may have CSV. But while you are creating a data warehouse or while you are creating an analytics, then you have to just form those data. You have to pick those data and store in a specific location that is called staging area, which is just compresses the data, which stores the data in form of a single type of data. In QlikView it is called QVD. Okay, QlikView data, that's a kind of flat file collections. Okay, so in from this staging area, the data which has been pulled from the tables, that would be in raw format. What you have to do, you have to apply the transformation on that so that the data can be refined, redundancy of the data can be removed, other columns, those are need to be changed accordingly as per the business need, that can be changed by applying of your different kind of methods. So after all, you transform the data, so that data can be usable by your dashboard. Here another layer is called transformation. Okay, which is maintained by the data warehouse administrator. Okay, so in the staging area, once you get this transformed data, that data will be pulled to your enterprise data warehouse. Okay, so from that data warehouse, the next step is to post load processing. Here you will see your dashboard. Okay, data warehouse would be a gateway where we will have a data collections in a compressed way that can process the queries, that the result set of the enterprise data warehouse would be very structured. Okay, so you would not have any redundancy, you would not have any data cleansing issues and all. So at the end you'll get a very refined data that can be processed through any analytical processing. Okay, so this is the core of data warehouse. I hope all of you are clear, right? Or if you have any question, please ask so that we will move on to the next slide. Naveen.
I'm good, Amit.
Okay, Pratima, is it okay with you? I hope you will be pretty clear because you are much experienced in this field. Okay, so let's move on. It's not relevant to QlikView exactly, but this is the basic of data warehouse, and almost all the BI tool follow this approach. Right? Okay. Now, what are the conventional and popular BI tools in the market? You can see in the list, that's SAP BI, BO, IBM Cognos, Oracle Hyperion System, MicroStrategy. Pentao, all these are there. uh, and Cbel. So out of it, QlikView is one of the most popular and demanding tool in the market, because in my last organizations we are using SAP VI, and business decided to migrate the data sources from SAP VI to QlikView. So that migration has been taken place. So they would have find some positive aspects, so that they decided to move on to QlikView. And almost now, maximum organizations are moving to QlikView. So what is the key factor? Let us see the key factors why you are choosing QlikView. What makes QlikView special? So these are the following aspects. QlikView provides high-end graphical looks. All data are stored in memory and processed from there. As a result, the processing is become so faster. Traditional VI tools use views, whereas QlikView use data stage, or QlikView use your QVD file. Okay, makes associative connection so that your query would be very faster. I'll tell you what is associative connection in the next slide. Okay, it is available in window interface, web interface, and mobile interface. So these are the three output of QlikView. The deployment can be performed on Windows Server, and it is also very much user friendly. Easy integration with any number of data sources in the world. There's no constraint that you cannot integrate with this database or that database. Almost all the databases in the world you can integrate with QlikView and create your analytics. Alright. Okay. So this is what the associative connection is. The left side is your conventional approach, the right side is your QlikView application. For example, you have four tables: region, state, product, and salesperson, and the same table structure is in there in QlikView. Okay, so while you are doing a dashboard, there you should have a multiple filters, you should have multiple hierarchy of selections, likewise in QlikView also there. First of all, you have to go for selecting repo region in your conventional approach. Unless until you select a region, unless until you select your region, you cannot select a state, because that would be a hierarchical approach. And unless until you select your state, you not get your products, and you will not be able to get the chance to select a product. So there's a protocol that you have to select from this to that. Okay, but in QlikView there is no such protocol. It is pretty much user friendly. Okay, you can even start from product directly, which is a bottom up approach. You can select it directly, select the salesperson, or you can select a region. If you select a region, you'll get all the respective relevant data in other filters. If you select a product, you'll get all the respective data in other like state, region, and salespersons. So that would be very easier for analytics. Okay, this is what the associative connection is. All the tables and all the fields will be connected to each other through this QlikView association terminology. Clear? I want everybody to raise more and
Yes,
more
Amit.
questions, so that the session would be more interactive. It's not like I would be the trainer, so I'd only speak. Okay, I would like to hear from you also. Wherever you have any doubt, please don't hesitate, please raise. Okay, all right. So these are few more key features. That's user centric interactivity, associative connection, access business data from anywhere, speed of thought analysis, and rapid time value. I'll tell you what are those in the next slides. So let us have a look on QlikView product portfolio. QlikView product portfolio contain three products. This is broadly three products are there. One is QlikView developer, second is publisher, third is server. All three will be covered in this session. Okay. So development is almost the 70% of your course content, and publisher is a very small part, maybe a 10%, and server would be 20%. Okay, so publisher and server is basically a part of your QlikView administrator or maybe your system admin. Okay, being a data warehousing consultant, you'd be getting a chance to work on QlikView developer. Okay, so what is developer? This is basically a IDE. Okay, just like your .NET or Java or any other B software development tool. This should be also window based IDE. Okay, that is integrated development environment where you can connect to your data, you can write your scripts, you can like uh, create a complex designs. So all this kind of activity can be done here. So almost the entire development will be taken place in the QlikView developer. So once you develop your dashboard, you'll get a dashboard in form of a window based editor. Okay, that would be in form of a window based uh, software. Okay, how do you share that window based dashboard, which is a window based application, to other persons? You can share with any CD or DVD or any pen drive, provided they should have the QlikView installed in their system, so that they can open your dashboard in their system. And one clause is they should also have the QlikView professional edition. Okay, so that they can open your source code. I was about to tell you, QlikView developer is again divided into two parts. That is QlikView personal edition, and QlikView enterprise or professional edition. Okay, so the difference is almost zero. Okay, all the facilities, all the functionalities are equal as compared to your professional edition. But in personal edition, only thing is uh, you cannot migrate your source code. For a single laptop is it's okay, but if you are migrating this dashboard or your output to any other system, that would not work. Okay, even if you just format your laptop and again opening that QVW file, that will not work, because that would be tightly bundled with your registry. This is the only difference, nothing else. And a person which is having a QlikView license, he can take your dashboard source code and he can open it. Okay, so the personal edition is from by functionality it is equal to professional edition. The only thing is you cannot migrate your source code to any other system. So for development purpose, for training purpose, you doesn't need any professional edition. For a single laptop, you can download the personal edition and use it forever. Okay. And publisher, as the name suggests, publisher, it's publish the data. Okay. Publishing means it's just, you can say it's furnishing the data to your dashboard. It's fetching the data from the database server to your dashboard. Okay. This operation is automated by the publisher, or else we can say publisher is a job scheduling engine which will schedule your data load from the database server to QlikView data stage. Okay. And the third is server. This is a web-based engine. When you install in your system or maybe any other central system, it would be running every time, just like your Java Tomcat or IIS. uh, you can just deploy your source code which is developed in the QlikView developer to server. Okay. After deployment, user can be able to see it from any laptop or on any system, irrespective of they have QlikView installed in their laptop or not. Okay. And they can also able to access your dashboard across the globe if it is installed in a web server. Am I right? uh, so that's a server. QlikView server also provides the security that I mean, which user can use which sheet of your dashboard, or it authenticates the user to see the dashboard. Not all user can see the dashboard. It needs a user login credentials. Okay, that's what. And pub server doesn't comes in a trial version. Okay, it is very much costly, and publisher is also very much costly. Okay, this publisher and server as part of your QMC. QMC is called QlikView Management Console. Okay, QMC, QlikView Management Console, which constitutes QlikView server only. Okay, and another thing is called QEMC. One is QMC and QEMC. QlikView Enterprise Management Console. QlikView Enterprise Management Console comes with server and publisher. Okay. So publisher, for development, publisher is optional part. Even if we can smartly do some alternative to avoid procuring publisher. I'll show you in the publisher class. Okay. So do you have any doubt on this overview, or should I move on to the next slide? Okay, all right. Now, this is one of the crucial thing you have to understand. This is a QlikView architecture. As I explained, QlikView developer, publisher, and server. These are the three components of QlikView. You can see the architecture. This is also can be treated as your workflow. Now just figure out, we have three servers. We have three hardware servers. Okay. Can you see my mouse cursor? I have this server. I have database server. I have another server called development server. Okay. And this is what we have is a production server. Okay, so they may be located in different data centers or in different locations. So let's start from the bottom. You have a database server, showing the example only. Okay, so it may be a SAP, it may be a any other CRM, it may be PeopleSoft, it may be Oracle server or Salesforce or anything else, or a data warehouse or Active Directory, anything. Okay, so just assume it's a database server, it's a separate server. So our development activity starts from here. Okay, QlikView desktop. Being a QlikView consultant, you'll be starting the development from here. First of all, you'll create a project folder where you'll have a multiple, uh, you know, internal folders. Okay, one folder may have multiple folders inside it. Accordingly, we'll create a folder-wise architecture. Okay, so in that folders, we will have different QlikView files. One folder will have QVW file. QVW is a QlikView workbook. QVW. You can note it down. QlikView workbook. This is basically your dashboard file or a source code file, right? Where you will do all the QlikView activities. QED file is a QlikView data file which is stored inside your another folder. That folder can be called as a data stage. QED file is almost equal like Excel's, okay, but it is more compressed than Excel. Okay, so QED file would be the collection of the data tables. Your data from your backend will be fetched to front end and stored in the data stage in form of QVDs, that is QlikView data files. QVDs files only be open can be open in QlikView only. It cannot be open in other editor. These are highly compressed. These are compressed up to 90%. These are virus free. These are as is the proprietary of QlikView. The speed of accessing data from the QVD file is more than 100 times faster than if you connect to database directly. Okay, so it is recommended to form a data stage which is a collection of QVDs and then access the data from that QVDs. As a result, we'll have a database backup in our front end. As a result, we'll have uh, a tremendous high speed. We will have a virus free environment. Okay, wherever we will migrate to our source code, we'll have a data with our dashboard. And this folder structure will have some more files also. I'll tell you in the practical sessions. Okay, mostly it will be having the business logic which is stored in form of QVWs and data in form of QVDs, and how those QVDs will be built. These QVDs will be built through that QVW file with writing some source codes. Okay, and QVW file will be refreshed just like a web browser so that your latest QVD file can be created. When you refresh your QVW file, that it will form a latest QVD file with the latest data. So that refreshing operation is automated by your QlikView publisher. Okay, what it does, QlikView Publisher just as I said, it's a scheduling engine. It refreshes your QVW file so that you'll get a latest QVD files. Don't be confused what is this refreshing of QVW file and how it is created. All this thing will be covered in the next session. Okay. So publisher, just assume it's a scheduling engine. And also publisher does few more operations, like it's automatically send a bulk mail to a number of users. Publisher just also schedules reports, shares the report in form of PDF file or Excel file or QVW file to bulk to a group of users with bulk mailing. Okay, so that's the operation of publisher. It just reloads at a particular time. It schedule and reload some operation. Okay, now this development activity is finished. Now when our source code will be integrated, when our dashboard will be completed, we will just migrate this source code to this location in the production server. Okay, here these are called source code. Here this will be called user document. Okay, in the production server, this same source code will be called as a user document. There would be a tab in QlikView server called user document tab. Inside that tab, you would be able to see all your source documents, right? So QlikView server will configure your source codes so that you will get your dashboard in form of a web browser. That dashboard in the web browser, it is called access point. These can be called as a access point. Okay, now clear everybody, or if you have any doubt, please ask me. Om, do you have any doubts? Hello, Pratima. Hello, Naveen. Okay, all right. So let's move on to the next slide. Here you can see the list of data sources. Okay, so this is basically a workflow from where you are getting the data. That's the first stage. This is the list of data: data warehouse, text file, XML, Excel, SQL Server, or ERP, or QVD. Okay, so from here you'll get the data to your QlikView Professional Edition or Personal Edition or Enterprise Edition. This is the development. This is QlikView Developer. You'll use those data sources Then once the development is completed, you will just configure it in the publisher so that your reloading will be automated. After publisher configuration, you will just schedules, you will just configure this source code in the server, and server produces the access point, QlikView access point. Okay, which again need some ActiveX controls like Ajax, Java, and plugins, etc., etc. As it is a web browser and it's going to be is playing high-end graphical components, it needs all these kind of add-ons. Finally, it is called as the QlikView analyzer. Dashboard is also called as the analyzer because you are doing analytics on that. Clear? Okay. Now this picture is called the access point. This is how the QlikView access point looks like. Here it's just a this page is common to all. This is the QlikView proprietary page. When your QlikView server will be installed, you will get this access point after the deployment. Okay, you'll be having a login. You'll be having a login here. So that login credentials will be maintained by the QlikView administrator. After you log into the access point, you will get your dashboards like this. In your QlikView server, you will get your dashboards like this. You are, let's say you are clicking one dashboard, something like this, you will get the view of your QlikView dashboard. Okay, list of filters, list of pie charts, is a Google map, so bar chart. Okay, list boxes, current selection box, search object. Okay, so these are the basic type of charts which forms a dashboard. Bar chart, line chart, combo chart, grid chart, pie chart, etc., etc. This is the view of your data model. Okay, when you in the transformation layer, when you just load those tables to your inline memory, QlikView just has the ability to store n number of tables in its inline memory. First of all, when you are loading a table, it needs a little time, and once it would be loaded with QlikView, even if your database connection is failed, your data with QlikView will be exist. Okay, exist in the QlikView front end. So that is called inline memory, and you can also see those tables in the inline memory. This is called the table viewer of QlikView. This is how the real-time dashboard looks like. This is a very basic dashboard, so training dashboard. I did it in the last few class before. These are collections of different charts. This is a area chart or line chart, we can call pie chart, bar chart, etc., etc. Okay, so that was a glimpse of QlikView, how QlikView performing, what is the basic arena of QlikView. I hope all of you understand the subject matter, so that we will move on to the practical sessions, right? If you have any question, please ask. Pratima, I'd like to hear from you.
So I have one question for you, Amit. As I said, I was more interested on the management console. Would we be looking at setting up the users, things like that, screenshots of those? How do
Yeah, yeah.
we? What are the core services?
Yes, yes, that would be covered in the
Okay.
session. So I send you the course content, right? You have the course content, Pratima?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can see there will be the
Yeah,
installation.
I didn't get a chance.
Okay, please have a look onto that. So we have all those topics there: installation of QlikView server, configuration of publisher, okay, how we can automate your data loading from database. I'll also that I can show you practically, okay, data publishing operation, and then publisher, how do you create a users, how do you deploy your application, okay, everything will be sent to you. So
I had one more question. In a normal environment, usually I know we spoke about here database, development, and production server. You kind of showed that distinction, right?
mhm.
Uh, but normally in day-to-day life, we usually have a development box, a staging box, and a production box separate. Does that mean that every environment, like your data source, underlying data source is a different data source, right? If it's development, you're looking at development data. So would that mean this architecture in QlikView, when it comes to the whatever you're talking about production, will that be one instance or will that also be three instances?
That can be practically, it is three instances, okay,
Okay.
but in the
Okay.
training, or if you would be developing something, you might have all these three in the single laptop. You might have your SQL server with you, you might have your QlikView installation, server installation in your laptop itself, but it is not recommended. QlikView server needs a very high-end RAM configuration, okay, at least 8 GB is needed for, and only QlikView server needs to install there, nothing else needs to be installed there, because it's a
Okay.
very bulk data processing. So whenever you'll go for opting a server, use a high-end server only, and it needs a server operating system. Windows 7 and XP, all these kind of thing would not, well suit on that. Okay. And installation can is recommended to do, to be done on a data center server, where in on a single server that should be only QlikView. There should not be any other application or any other database installed there.
Okay.
Okay, that's a
And
recommend.
also, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, sure, please,
Uh,
please.
Also, reading through the notes, I have a question on the processing wise. You know these QE, what are those files? QEM files which is the data files, or the QEW files, which is the
QV,
actual.
QVD and QVW. Yeah,
Right. Right. Those files, as we spoke, they were in the folder setup, right,
right,
locally, and then you publish it to the access point or the dashboard.
right,
But
right.
also, I remember reading they are pretty easily corruptible, and it is advisable that we store them in some kind of like SQL Server is what they recommended. Do you know where that SQL Server would come into picture? Would that be in that intermediate layer, where like you
See,
get my question?
yeah, yeah. I'm giving a practical example. You might have a SQL Server database wherever you don't know. That might be in a remote location. Okay, any other location, right? Or maybe SAP that's running your business. SAP system would be somewhere else. Okay. While creating a QlikView dashboard, even you might not get a chance to work from the QVD creation to dashboard creation. Okay. So creation of the QVD is a pretty secure part. Okay, that would be created by a person who has the command on the database. Okay,
Okay.
he must be knowing all the table structure. He must be having the database connectivity, connecting authorizations. Okay, so QVD is a disconnected data source, you can say. For example, I have a table X, I will have a QVD X. Okay, I have a table department, designation, and employee. There are three tables in my SQL server. Ultimately, I need to create three QVDs in the data stage. Okay,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
designation.qvd, department.qvd, and employee.qvd. Okay, so that we want the entire mirror of the table to be fetched to our data stage. The reason is why you are not directly depending upon the database. I have a SAP system which is used by 5,000 users in my organization. It's here you use, and if QlikView will be directly accessing to SAP server for analytics, that might slow down your application. Okay, and fetching the data at a very busy time would cost you high. So QlikView publisher will run maybe in the midnight. Okay, at 1 12:30 to 4:30, something like that time. Okay, in that period of time, it fetches the data from the data source and create the QVD files in the data stage, then disconnect it, and you'll see that data till the very next day. Okay, and the next night it will reload once again, so you'll get another new data for the next day. Okay.
But that is your extraction process you're talking about,
Right,
right? There
right,
is a set time before we say at this point on time I want you to go read the source data and populate my staging area, right?
exactly, right.
But staging area is having these QVW files that we are creating, which is
Yeah,
the whatever, like we can combine 4 5 tables and we can say I want only uh, this conditional data into this QVW file, right?
right.
There is a SQL statement that is underlined, which is different from our actual source data.
Hmm.
Am I right?
Yeah.
So reading through some of the documents, I kind of, I'm not really sure if I understood that part right. They said even that it is a different SQL file
Hmm.
other than our base tables, right?
Right,
There is some little bit change to the QVW is, however, whatever the business requirement is, that's how we are fetching the data.
right.
It could be from one source, it could be from multiple sources. That one
Exactly,
QVW can fetch from SAP and Oracle. Two different sources can be
exactly.
pulling into one QVW file, right?
You may have a
So
data
the
warehouse, you may have a SQL server, you may have a flat files. Okay, so three different kind of datas are
so so
pulling. Yeah, please.
so that QVW file is a different table structure for us, an object, a different object for us,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
It's locally stored on our machine, as
yeah,
from what I understand. And at some point, you're publishing it. Whenever you're ready, you're saying, okay, I've got all the data I need, so I want to publish and start working on my dashboard.
yeah, exactly.
But my question at that point is there, I kind of remember, they say it is advisory to have those QEW files also on a some kind of a server database, which is like SQL Server is what they recommended because I believe we need a .NET framework for this QlikView. Am I right?
Yeah, yeah. You need the .NET framework 3.5.
Yeah, so the obviously both are SQL, Microsoft SQL Server. So that's kind of what I was asking. Those QVM files also can we store it on a database? Is that
Uh,
what they say it is?
no, QED files. Those are like Excel kind of thing. That would be kept in the project folder only. Okay, and
Okay.
again that will not be stored in the database. So the I'm showing you the practical approach. Just see here, I'll be creating a folder for you guys. Okay, this is what your training folder is. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Yes, Amit, I can hear you now.
Okay. Okay. It's so this is our project. Okay. Let's assume this is our project. Here we have a different files. This is the international standard also. You can see these four project folders in every company. You have to follow these compliances, and see here inside this we will have a file called new. This is a QVD file. This format of this QVD file, I mean QlikView file, will be QVW. Okay, it would be QVD maker. Okay, this is QVD maker.qvw. You can see the extension of this file is QVW file. Okay, in this file we will connect to data source. We will write the SQL queries to create the QVD files, and the QVD files, those will be generated, that will be placed inside the data folder. This should be our data stage. Okay, and from here we will have another file inside this called data model. Okay, so data model will load or read those QVD files and forms a data model, like as I was showing you in the presentation. The tables will be joined together with their functional mean, and it will form a complete record set. Okay, and here this would be our application file or our front end file. So basically we have three files, QlikView files. One is data model, one is QVD maker, and one is sales dashboard. This is our dashboard file, where here we will have the designings, all the scriptings, all UI will be present here only. Okay, all other layers will be arc behind the scenes. So these all will be called as a source document, whereas this will be called as the user document. Okay, because this layer only be interface to the user. So the steps would be, our approach would be from extraction to data, then data to bin, then bin to application. Data to data model, we can say inside the bin folder we place the data model. Okay, or maximum business logics from the database side.
Can you repeat that one more time?
Hello,
I'm sorry.
yeah, please.
Amit, can you repeat that path one more time, please?
Which one? uh, okay.
Extraction to data.
Okay, so basically from extraction we will create a QED. Okay, this layer I'm showing you here. If you open it, you get a editor. This is the editor. We have a script editor here. You have to write the scripts to generate a QED files. Okay, so once we just reload this, once we reload it, it will generate QED files inside this data folder. Okay, now from that data folder, your data model, which is in the bin folder, will read those QED files. Okay, after reading those QED files in the data model, you will join those QEDs. Exactly, extraction to data, then data to data model, then data model to application. So is it okay now? The data flow would be from extraction to data, then data to data model, which is in the bin folder, then data model to application. Okay, welcome. Naveen, are you clear? Om, are you clear?
Yes, Amit.
Okay, please ask if you have any doubt, so that anything should not be skipped. Okay, so this architecture you have to design when you are creating a project. Okay, and yes, I'm telling about this project structure, folder structure. Application folder, as I said, this should be the face to user. Whenever a user will access to the access point, he will see the file inside it. Okay, this sales dashboard will be the face to the user. Rest of other files will be act behind the scenes. Okay, configuration file will keep the configuration files. Config folder will store the configuration files. For example, some links to the external data sources. That links can be stored in an encrypted file or uh, any other include file, something like that. Okay, document folder will contain the project related documents. Export folder will contain the output file of your dashboard. If your dashboard is generating any XML file or PDF file or any Excel file kind of thing, that would be stored inside the export folder. Okay. Log folder will store the log of your data load. When your data is publishing, okay, in that publishing operation, if your job scheduler is fails, okay, so it will create a log, and that logs can be maintained date wise inside the log folder. Okay, so that administrator can browse this log folder and see the log of the today's failure. Source folder will contain other sources, other data sources, such as these are structural data. Data folder will keep the structural data. Okay, source folder will keep the unstructural data. For example, your theme files, your image files, or any style sheets, or any other external files, for example some excels or some xml or notepad or anything like that. But data folder only contain the qvd files, right? Apart from that, your other data sources, if you are accessing any uh, very small notepad file or csv file area or any xml file for any of your need, that can be placed in your source folder, or if you are using some images, that images can be placed here. Temporary temp folder can contain the temp file or backup files. Okay, so this is all about the QlikView overview for the first session. So I hope you have, like, you not get confused. Okay, from today all the theories on overview is finished. From tomorrow we will focus into the practical sessions. We'll start creating the dashboard from the extraction layer. Okay, you'll see how QVDs are created, how these are automated, how you'll connect the data from QlikView to any other data sources. Different type of database connections I'll show you in tomorrow's class. Okay, tomorrow we'll meet at same time at 7:30. Due to some disturbances, we delayed a little bit today. So from tomorrow we will check the infrastructure and we'll see it from 7:30 exactly. Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so we'll meet tomorrow at the same time. Thank you so much. Thank you,
One
Naveen.
quick question, Arun.
Sure, please.
Thank you.
So, will you send the recording now?
Yeah, I'll share you the recording. Just please text me your email IDs in the chat box.
Yes.
Just text me your email IDs.
Okay. Yeah.
Pratima, hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. We'll meet tomorrow at same time. Okay, I'm sending you the recording.
Okay.
Sure.
Sure.
Anirudh.
Thank you.
Anirudh, is your name is Om or what?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's my computer name. So,
Okay, I got confused that who is Om and who is Anirudh. Okay. And Pratima,
yeah, that's my
I
computer
have
name.
your email ID. Okay. So I'll send you the recording today. Okay. Bye bye. Thank you, gentlemen.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.